Alright. Empty this out. Trap looks pretty good. Little hair, slight blood, but so I like to just clean that off, rub that off a little bit. So we're good. Here was my holes. This set had caught a coon before. I do like catching coons. Not to keep them. I usually let them go. But I don't know, I just like the remake after a coon. Especially if it's still dry and not in any like terrible conditions. Mud ball, mud pit, swamp. So, and I will say this, I like to use my trowel for these two. I don't like to use it back when I'm doing the bed. I'm not super particular about scent and, you know, cross-contamination except for that. It's the only thing I really worry about. I just don't have to deal with it or it get dug up because, you know, I was too lazy to switch out my tool. So again, you know, you get all this excess. I just kind of ball it up. Take my trowel. So you got good equipment, it's not gonna break, but or bend. Those crunch-free swivels are pretty substantial. Almost there. So I usually just pack on one corner and hold pressure on the other corner while I'm doing it. Seems to help me bed the trap a little bit better. If I ever have an issue, I typically don't have issues, but every once in a while, yeah, get it. Something here, something there that you don't appreciate. So one thing I should point out too is that with these holes, I've got this one going at that angle, right there. My trap pan's here. So, and I've got this one going at that angle. So, X marks the spot. I put the trap right down below it. I don't really gauge on 9 inches, 10 inches, 8 inches, whatever. You know, just where I think it's gonna look good. I'll put that in that hole. I'll put some fresh in this hole, and then probably a gland lure, and then my little, I cut the vagina out of the coyotes that I skin, and I'll put that on top of the bait, one of the holes, gland lure in the other hole. I like to use Jameson's gland lure. It's good. At least I have good success with it. and I don't use a pan cover. I just find my pan, use some dry peat moss, pack in around it. Get the excess out of here. Find my pan. Swipe, swipe, swipe. And then I don't know if you can see that, but everything's good. Looks roughed up. I really like to pack it down, make it firm. So a little bit of Jameson's down the hole. And I like to smear it on the walls. Try and make it hard for them to get out, not just clob it down there. I don't change my gloves. I used to. I don't really have an issue, I guess, with it. I mean, if you think about it, if an animal's burying something in this hole, they're gonna dig the hole, probably put whatever they're burying down. They're probably going to set it down here, or back here. And then they're going to dig the hole. They're going to pick it up, put it in the hole, you know, throw something over top of it. So I try not to give too much thought to it. If that makes sense. This is a fox gland lure. Can't see the name, but it's by Jameson. Let's see. Do that, and I'll take that, toss that down the hole, pack it in there. Pack it in there, pinch of dirt in, and then clean off my fork, put it back in my bag. I don't use any urine on these. Sometimes I'll take propylene glycol. If it gets real cold and my stuff isn't, my soil is kind of getting damp, I'll take some propylene glycol and I'll go 50-50 glycol and a fox urine or a coyote urine, and then I'll mist the whole area, not just the trap bed, but I'll mist the whole entire area. So that's that. So all in all, not a bad morning. Had a double this morning back on this farm that I've been trapping for about 3 days now. I've caught 2 coyotes in the T-bone set, and then this was my third. Actually, this was my third, and then caught him in a raccoon remake. So I just have a bunch of fence rows coming down to this point, 2-lane crossing through. All these ridge lines, and then everything's just kind of coming into this feeder water hole. So I did a remake on the T-bone, and I did a remake with that double dirt hole. I didn't pull off and do any fresh sets because I have fresh sets that are by them. So get these guys taken care of. They seem to be pretty well furred. I like this one a lot better than I like this one. It's a little dark, but if we clean it, maybe, put it through the course of self-improvement, see what we can kind of muster out of him. I've been selling my coyotes as I go, so I believe this is 40 coyotes in a week. So not bad for vacation trapping, but back to work. So I'll see you guys down the line.